Okay, so this is how you make 2 cups, roughly 7.5 ounces each of direct pour coffee. You start, first thing you want to do is heat the water because nothing can be done until you got hot water. You want to heat the water to roughly the 195 to 205 range to make a really good cup of coffee. So first thing I'm going to do is measure this. My ultimate goal is to end up with 430 milliliters of finished coffee, drinkable coffee. And to do that, I need to start with 550 milliliters of fresh water. You want clean water. If you don't have clean water, fresh water, good tasting water coming out of your sink, then you should buy bottled water. Otherwise, you can start with 550 milliliters. And of course, you're going to weigh it because you can't estimate just by looking at it. And would you believe that 550 milliliters of water weighs 550 grams? So with that happy coincidence, we're going to weigh this. And I happen to know that this little kettle, little bottle here weighs 272 grams. So I want this to weigh 822 grams. 826 is close enough. So I'm going to pour this into the empty kettle. You have to make sure your kettle is empty. And then pour your 550 milliliters of water into the kettle. And begin heating it. Alright, next we're going to assemble our direct pour coffee maker. I like to use a heat diluter here and place the coffee pot there and come over here, and I'm going to grab this cone deal here. I like to wet it, and I wet it so that the coffee filter will stick to the sides of it. So I've got this is a Hario, by the way. It's a Japanese coffee maker. I think it's the best direct pour coffee maker that there is. This is a proprietor coffee filter. It fits perfectly and it's just the right amount of thickness. So I like to put a hard crease in it like this and then open it up and put it in the cone and hold it for a few seconds so it sticks. Alright, so now that that's done, I got to keep an eye on my coffee pot here to make sure it doesn't go above the heat that I want. It's got a little thermometer thing here and I want it in the green zone. So here we're going to get out the coffee bean grinder, and get that ready, and I'm going to get out a couple sugars. I like to use the cubes because they give you the precise amount of sugar each time. You don't make a mistake and give yourself too little or too much. These are domino dots. They're called domino dots. They're made in Baltimore. Next you want to get your coffee cup out. I'm going to get this one right here. This is going to be your cup today, if that's alright. And I need a spoon to start with. You want to get everything out ready to go before you start making the coffee. Alright, next I need the lid to the coffee pot, and the lid is right here. I'm also going to need some sort of glass to hold the cone after it's done. It's still Alright, so now I'm going to figure out what coffee we want. Most people probably just drink one coffee. I've got here a Hawaiian coffee. It's this is called Morning Glory. It's from Big Island Coffee Roasters. It's a medium light roast. So when I do a medium light roast, it's different than other roasts. I make it a little bit differently. I make each roast different depending on how light or dark the roast is. This is a medium light, so I'm going to use 27 grams of this for 2 cups of coffee. And so of course I'm going to weigh it. Get the tail right there and pour in 27 grams. 37 grams. Close it up. You always want to close your coffee bag up very tightly because oxygen will kill the coffee. It will destroy the coffee. Oxygen is very bad, so always wrap up. Take a few seconds to wrap up your coffee bag very tightly. I like to use 2 rubber bands in case one breaks. Alright, so now I'm going to put the coffee beans in the coffee grinder there. And this is a medium light roast. So a medium light roast, I'm going to grind that for 24 seconds. And so I'm going to put my timer on here. I'm not microwaving it, I'm just using it as a timer. And I'm going to spend 4 minutes brewing this coffee, because 4 minutes is the maximum amount of time that you should brew coffee. After that, the coffee will get bitter. I want to use the full 4 minutes because I want to get as much flavor out of this light roasted bean as I can. And the higher the coffee temperature is, or the water temperature, the more flavor that will be extracted from the coffee bean. And also the more time that it's in, that the brewing takes, you'll extract more flavor. And the flavor will be superior because you've protected the bean from oxygen. So what we want to do is extract as much flavor out of the bean as possible. And we do that by manipulating the micro bubbles of carbon dioxide out of the beans, and in that way the water can get into those hidden caverns of where the micro bubbles were, which are virgin areas of the coffee bean because they have not been damaged by the oxygen. So there's a method of doing this. As you can see here, it appears to be a little bit past the grain, but actually this temperature gauge reads a little bit high, and it's actually right on top of the grain, if it was accurate. So I'm going to keep this burner here slightly on so I can use it to keep my coffee pot at the temperature that I want. I can go back and forth like this. Alright, so now we're going to start off by pouring the coffee, wetting the filter, which rinses the filter and also heats up the coffee pot just barely. So I'm just going to use a light pour here and go around a couple times like this. And now I'm going to move over here and I'm going to grind the beans. I'm going to shake it. I've learned that by shaking it, I minimize the big chunks of coffee that don't get ground. There's a blade grinder. So by shaking it just a little bit, you get a better grind. Now the timer has gone off, so that's 24 seconds. Now I'm going to come over here, and this pot has water in it, and I'm going to pour it into this cup here because it's warm. And it's going to warm the cup for me, but I'm also going to microwave it to get it extra warm. Put it over here, microwave it for 30 or 40 seconds. Alright, while that's going on, I'm going to take these coffee grounds, which have just been ground, I'm going to pound it a little bit because it tends to stick to the coffee grinder. And I'm going to tap it in here, like this. And then I'm going to take it and shake it. I'm going to shake it to level it out like this. And I'm going to take my clean dry finger and just make a little hole like a volcano, like that. I'm going to put that back. And now I'm going to take this cup that's heating up in the microwave. I'm going to put it over here for now. And now I'm ready to actually start brewing the coffee. So I'm going to start the timer here, and I'm going to fill that hole up that's in there, the volcano hole, And once it's filled, I'm going to trickle the water and get all the dry coffee bits moist. And then I'm going to stop and use as little water as possible, because I want the water to run through to the bottom, and so it's almost dry again. But the coffee fragments will be soaked and they'll soften. And the softening of the coffee fragments will allow the micro bubbles that are hiding in there to escape and allow the water or the slurry to get in there. So I'm going to do this for 1 minute. I started at 4 minutes, and now the timer shows 3 minutes and 10 seconds. So when it gets to 3 minutes, I'm going to begin the actual brewing. You can see it's almost done dripping, and so now I'm going to begin brewing. So at the 3 minute mark, I'm going to begin pouring. And this is called the 5 pour method. 5 pours followed by 5 pauses. That's pour number 1. Here comes pour number 2. This is on YouTube. You can Google it if you want. It's called the 5 pour method. The real purpose of the 5 pour method is just to force you to pour slowly, because you want to maximize the amount of time that you spend brewing this coffee. Okay, here comes pour number 4. Again, I can move over here to keep my tea at the right temperature, and I can come off. Here's pour number 5. Now I'm going to turn this burner off because I'm done with it. I'm going to turn this burner on underneath here because I would like to keep my coffee warm. Now I'm going to empty this kettle. You have 30 seconds here. I want this thing to be empty by the 1:30 mark in this particular recipe. And there it is. So the kettle's empty, and now I'm going to gently twirl it over the next minute and a half, because there's only a minute and a half left in the brewing process. So what the swirling does is it gently massages the coffee bits, which are floating. Most of the coffee bits are floating at this point because they still have the micro bubbles in them, and the micro bubbles are keeping them afloat. But once the micro bubbles are released, the coffee bits will float to the bottom, will sink to the bottom, and that means you've got maximum flavor. The second reason you want to swirl it is that you want to sort of rinse the sides. By rinsing the sides, the coffee bits won't stick to the sides of your cone. If you just let it draw down without swirling it, the coffee will stick to the sides, and then you're not extracting flavor because it's out of the slurry. So this way you maximize flavor, and you also get superior flavor because the micro bubbles are escaping and the slurry is coming in contact with virgin areas of the coffee bits. Okay, now we're at 12 seconds. So we're almost done. I'm going to move this over here, turn the scale on, and I just want to see how close we are. 705 grams. That's very close to my goal. My goal was 702 grams. 706 grams is almost perfect. So now we have 430 milliliters of drinkable coffee, which is what I wanted. So I'm going to put this here and turn this off. And I'm going to take the cup. I'm going to get rid of the hot water in there. I'm going to put the sugar cube in there, get the half out. And my coffee, of course, is staying warm because I have the burner under it. Now I'm going to take my perfectly warm coffee. I'm going to pour it into my pre-warmed coffee cup with the sugar cube. Then I'm going to stir it 30 times. 30 times will dissolve the sugar cube perfectly. And Almost done. That's 30 times now. I'll take that half and half because my daughter likes cream and sugar. You got to be careful on a medium light roast because it's easy to add too much cream. You just want to add a little bit of cream, otherwise it'll get over creamed very quickly. Just a little bit of cream, give it a stir. If you like the color, you can stop. I'm going to add just a little bit more cream, not too much. And this is a perfectly brewed cup of medium light Hawaiian coffee.
Magic. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks for watching. Okay, so my daughter is enjoying her first cup of coffee, and this is her second cup of coffee. But if you leave it here for too long, it'll get overheated. You don't want your coffee to get overheated. It won't taste right. So the method I use to solve that problem is grab one of these extra burners over here like this. You stack that up there like this. Grab another burner here, stack that up. Put the heat diffuser here. And by putting the coffee there, the coffee will taste fresh and perfect temperature, literally for an hour or more.
Love it.
Thanks.